Bawiin muna natin yung ito. Ay, ikaw, regular ka na.
Grabe naman siya.
Hindi, paikot-ikot, no?
Ang butante doon.
Tuol-tuol. Ako ba, nagtaka mo, bakit
Kapon po, anim.
sa
Halo.
station sa kuhan? Fiber na wala naman, hindi naman allowed. Ito pa rin. Sige. Chairman.
Look nice now. Look nice. Nauna ako. This session is now called to order. May I request every colleague, distinguished, to please rise for the singing of the national anthem. Please remain standing for a prayer to be led by the First District of Bukidnon, Jose Manuel F. Alba.
My esteemed colleagues and fellow countrymen, yesterday, the Philippines lost an unwavering champion of the plight and welfare of workers here and abroad, the Department of Migrant Workers Secretary, the Honorable Maria Susana Toots Ople. In government as well as in civil society, she made it her life's mission to fight the good fight for decent work, free from all forms of abuse, lalo na para sa ating mga bagong bayaning overseas Filipino workers at para sa bawat manggagawang Pilipino at kanilang pamilya. In honor of her purpose-driven life, devoted to our nation's ultimate aspiration that no worker has to brave the fear of oppression in order to provide a decent life for their family, I ask my honorable colleagues in the House of Representatives to observe a moment of silence in memory of our dear friend and departed fellow public servant, the late Secretary Toots Ople. Thank you, my dear colleagues.
to Congressman Alba. Paalam, Secretary Lutz Ople of the Department of Migrant Workers. The Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members. Session suspended.
Rivera of the dating board member. Pakasal po.
Game.
Oh, ito, isa lang po yan, pero dalawa po yung ano ni...
Keding.
Pero, Boss TP, masyado ko namang Ha? Ayos. Oh, ikaw nagpalista. Ikaw nagpalista. Rice ka rin.
Na-receive ko. Sige, sige. Yan, reading. Salor Station. Final deliberation. Try na try. Basta ito ang agreement.
Ngayon ka favor sa ako. Siya ang witness. Alam si Zia, diligid na maayo nga tao. Witness po na yun, sir.
Manawag ko, manawag ka. Sige, sige. Oh, manapon. Ito, bro. Ah, sorry ka. Oh?
Nag-isip ko. Kahit, tanong ko,
Michael. Presenza.
Question siya, sir.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we call the roll of members.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we call the roll.
Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members. Please proceed.
Roll call of members, honorable representatives. Abalos, Abante, Abunda, Acharon, Asidre, Acop, Adjong, Advincula, Agarao, Alba, Albano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Angara, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison, Arenas, Arrogancia, Asistio, Ataide, Aumentado, Balindong, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista Lim, Benitez, Bernos, Billones, Biron, Bodilla, Bondok, Bongalon, Bordado, Bosita, Briones, Rosas, Buhain, Bulot Bigtang, Bustos, Cabredo, Cagas, Kahayon Uy, Calderon, Calixto, Campos, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castro France, Castro Jane, Celeste, Chan, Chato, Chua, Chungalao, Ko Angelica Natasha, Ko Elizalde, Ko Pilar, Ko Wangko Jaime Eduardo Mark, Ko Wangko Mark, Colada, Collantes, Corvera, Cruz Ambrosio, Cruz Ricardo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Dagoop, Dalipe, Dalog, Dayanghirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor, Del Mar, De Los Santos, Dimaporo Muhammad Khalid, Dimaporo Sidi Amina, Junicio, Domingo, Duavid, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Ecleo, Emano, Enverga, Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Yudela, Fariñas, Fernandez, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Juliet Marie, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galeos, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Maria Angela, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garjola, Garin, Gasataya, Gato, Go Ed Christopher, Go Mark, Goles, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Giku, Gintu, Gullas, Gutierrez, Hagidorn, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera, Horibata, Javier, Ko Olga, Ko Ricardo, Ko Wilton, Ko Hun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagun Daphne, Lagun Sani, Lara, Lasatin, Lee, Ligarda, Dibanan, Limkay Chong, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Makapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Magsino, Malapitan, Mangawang, Manikis, Manuel, Maranyon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miguel, Momo, Morden, Nava, Nisay, Noel, Nograles Juan Fidel Felipe, Nograles Margarita, Nolasco, Waminal, Olaso, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Padiernos, Paduano, Paglas, Palma, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Peña, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Primicias Agabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Remulla, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Reyes, Rillo, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Sieda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sali, Salimbangon, Salo, Salvame, Santos, Saulog, Silverio, Singson Richel, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Suwan, Sonsing Horacio, Sonsing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Talyado, Tamayo, Tambunting, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Tambut, Tan Chay, Tanuatco, Tariela, Chodoro, Tevez, Chanco, Cheng, Tolentino, Tulfo Erwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendel, Tupas, Totor, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Verzosa, Villa, Villafuerte Luis Raymond, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villanueva, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yamsuan, Yap Crisantel, Yap Christopherson, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, U Divina Grace, U Jason Victoria, Yulo, Zamora Amparo Maria, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 228 members responded to the call.
Thank you. With 228 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of quorum. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Jefferson Konghon of the 1st District of Zambales, namely SDS of DepEd Olongapo City, Ms. Imelda Macaspac, Chief Supervisor Eleanor Cayabyab, Supervisor Yvette Roque, School Head Roderick Tadeo, Coach John Lester Perez, Coach RJ Batad, Students Geneville Canlas, Sabina Lim, Brianna Luis Marquez, Elvin John Marinas, Christopher Joseph Basa, and the 25 officers and members of 25K from Barangay Calapacuan, Subic, Zambales, namely Evangeline Conghe, Maria Teresa Tuazon, Leonora Caberos, Elsa Salonga, Miriam Cabasal, Jocelyn Salita, Marites Batingan, Rachel Ann Kensay, Hasmin Carter, Leia Daniel, Elvira Timbol, Armenda Bata, Elizabeth Canieta, Adela Caberos, Maylene Labuyo, Celia Agunya, and Ms. Anna Torres.
To the guests of Assistant Majority Leader, First District of Zambales, Congressperson Jefferson F. Conghun, the 11 delegates from the Olongapo City, Department of Education of World Robot Olympiad 2023, and the 25 officers and members of the 25K from Barangay Calapacuan, Subic, Zambales. On behalf of Speaker Martin Romualdez, welcome to the House of the Representatives. Please stand. Saan ba sila? Thank you. Salamat. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we also like to acknowledge the guest of Honorable Attorney Jervil Jinky Beatrix R. Luistro of the 2nd District of Batangas. They are Archibald Masangkay, Maria Masangkay, Donna Gia, Evangeline Valdez, Vicky Evangelista, Rebecca M. Katapang, Cecil Manalo, Annalisa Bugao, Marlene Gelera, Evelyn Talusan, Merly Marquez, Mauricia Sagala, Norielida Panopio, Mildred Garcia, Jessica Matibag, Angelina Matibag, Marlina Brucal, Lydia Bucasas, and the 26th World Championship of Performing Arts, Moira Beatriz Tonog Malimban, Modeling Gold Medal Awardee, Naila Francesca Luis Tonog Malimban, Vocal Solo Modeling Gold Awardee, and their parents, Christina Tonog Malimban, Gerson Kiakos Malimban. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
To the guests of Congressperson Attorney Jervil Jinky Beatrix R. Luistro, 2nd District of Batangas, to your guests, and also to the 26th World Championship of Performing Arts, WCOPA. Please stand. Welcome. On behalf of the Speaker, Martin Romualdez, welcome to the House of Representatives. Magandang hapon. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd also like to acknowledge the guest of Representative Joseph Stephen S. Paduano of Abang Lingkod Party List and Honorable Representative Francisco Kiko Benitez. They are Genevieve Lynn Arcobillas, the OIC Municipal Planning and Development Office, Manapla, Maria Teresa Awatin, Province of Negros Occidental, Provincial Engineers Office, Records Officer, Edward Balinario, City Planning and Development Office, Sagay City, Rhea April Caralde, Project Development Officer, Department of Education, Escalante City, Myra Angela Victorias Castro, Nurse 1, Province of Negros Occidental, Hospital Operations Department, Eliza Marie David, Administrative Officer 2, Department of Education, Bacolod City, Alvin De La Fuente, Department Head 1, Office of the Municipal Agriculturist, Municipality of Hinoboan, Noel Doloria, Silay Housing Authority, Silay City, Mary Lian Laganon, Talisay City, Mary Ann Maestral, Chief of Hospital, Teresita Halandoni, Provincial Hospital, Avelin Marañon, Project Development Officer, Negros Occidental, Mary Grace Parcon, Administrative Officer, Province of Negros Occidental, Robert Padillo, Carlos City Memorial State College, Caroline Joy Pido, OIC City Assessor's Office, Victoria City, Edwin Poñado, Department Head, Municipal Planning and Development Office, EB Magalona, Mary Grace Reyes, State Auditor 3, Commission on Audit, Jennifer Siason, Administrative Officer, LGU of Silay City, Jonaline Suelan, Admin Officer 2, Department of Education, Division of Escalante City, Niter Tabo-Tabo, Admin Officer 2, Department of Education, Division of Escalante City, Adana Marie Tablero, Management and Audit Analyst, Escalante City. Edmar Villanueva, Recreation and Welfare Officer 3, Silay City. And Dr. Lisan Kalina, Professor, Doctor in Public Administration, Professional Development Program. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Mayandang hapon to all the guests of congresspersons of the 3rd District of Negros Occidental, Congressman Kiko Benitez, and of course, Abang Lingkod Party List, Joseph Stephen S. Paduano, Caraps. They are the learners from Doctors in Public Administration, continuing professional program of Carlos Hilado Memorial State University, Talisay City, Negros Occidental. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Mayad na hapon. Maraming salamat. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the deferment of the approval of the journal of the previous session.
There is a motion to defer the approval of the journals. If there's an objection, hearing none, please proceed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports.
Is there no objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is thereby directed to read the titles of the bills, resolutions on first reading, as well as messages, communications, committee reports for referral for the appropriate committees. Please proceed.
Reference of business, bills on first reading, House Bill number 8924, amending the Family Code of the Philippines by Representative Rillo.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
House Bill numbers 8926, 8927, 8928, 8929, and 8930, converting certain roads in Bulacan into national roads by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 8931, providing additional tax incentives on gifts and donations to accredited farmers and fisherfolk enterprises under the Farmers and Fisherfolk Enterprise Development Program of the Department of Agriculture by Representative Vargas.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 8932, strengthening the Commission on Human Rights as a national human rights institution by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Human Rights.
House Bill 8933, establishing national preventive mechanism by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Human Rights.
House Bill 8934, identifying the Philippine maritime features of the West Philippine Sea by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Special Committee on West Philippine Sea.
House Bill 8935, renaming Makahalar Bay in Cagayan de Oro City into Makabalan Bay to reflect its original name and location by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Natural Resources.
House Bill 8936, establishing a comprehensive system for the registration and licensing of social welfare and development agencies and accreditation of social welfare and development programs and services by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Social Services.
Resolutions. House Resolution 1202, commending Mr. Arthur Edward Chip Engoland for his outstanding accomplishments, unwavering commitment to the sport of basketball, and invaluable contributions to the advancement of the game in the Philippines by Representative Pumaren.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 1203, urging the DOTR-LTO to automatically extend the validity of the driver's licenses of all qualified drivers due to the delayed delivery after the court issued a TRO preventing the LTO from receiving plastic cards from the winning bidder by Representative Lee.
Committee on Transportation.
House Resolution 1204, strongly condemning the most recent illegal act of China in the West Philippine Sea of blocking and using a water cannon against Philippine ships by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1205, directing the appropriate House committees to conduct an inquiry on the plans and programs of the government to address the worsening perennial problem of flooding in Central Luzon, Metro Manila, and other parts of the country by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1206, directing the Committees on Justice and Local Government to conduct an inquiry on the alleged gross negligence and grave abuse of discretion of certain members of the PNP that resulted to the tragic death of innocent civilian by Representatives Bosita and Gutierrez.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1207, opposing the privatization of the casinos of the PAGCOR by Representative Rodriguez Rufus.
To to the Committee on Games and Amusements,
House Resolution 1210, urging the House of Representatives to increase the fiscal year 2024 budget of the DSUD to support the implementation of a national land use policy by Representative Matugas.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
House Resolution 1211, urging the House to increase the fiscal year 2024 budget of the DNR in order to fill up the plantilla positions in the Protected Area Management Office, Siargao Island Protected Landscape and Seascape, by Representative Matugas.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
Communications. Letters dated July 10 and 11 of the COA chairperson furnishing the House of Representatives with copies of their annual consolidated and individual annual audit reports for the year ending December 31st, 2022 on certain government agencies.
to the Committee on Public Accounts,
Various letters submitted by the local government chief executives and officials regarding their fund utilization and status of program project implementation of the Local Government Support Fund.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, on the subject matter on
Various letters.
various letters as stated, correction to the Committee on Appropriations. Please proceed.
2022 Annual Report of the TESTA entitled Triumphs, Transitions, and Reforms.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
Committee Reports. Committee Report 723 submitted by the Committee on Tourism on House Bill number 8940. Committee Report numbers 724 and 725 submitted by the Committees on Transportation and Appropriations on House Bill numbers 8945 and 8946. Committee Report number 726 submitted by the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals on House Resolution 1209. House Committee Report number 727 submitted by the Special Committee on Creative Industries on House Resolution 1214.
the aforementioned committee reports are referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Resolution number 988 as contained in Committee Report number 715, and may I request that the Secretary General be instructed to read the title of the resolution.
the Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 988, resolution congratulating and commending former 3-division world champion John Riel Cuadro Alas Casimero for winning the World Boxing Organization WBO Global Super Bantamweight title at Okada Manila Hotel and Casino, Parañaque, Philippines.
Majority Leader,
I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 988.
there's a motion for its adoption. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those who oppose, say nay. The ayes have it. Majority Leader. House Resolution 988 is hereby adopted and approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider bills under the calendar of business for Thursday and Friday, namely House Bill number 8710 as contained in Committee Report number 707, and may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Bill 8710, an act establishing a special economic zone in the municipality of Medellin, province of Cebu, creating for the purpose the Cebu 4th District Special Economic Zone Authority, and providing funds therefore. And House Bill 3946, an act providing for the manner of election of the elected members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Laguna, representing the cities of San Pedro, Santa Rosa, and Binyan.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider the respective explanatory notes as the sponsorship of the said measures.
As stated. Majority Leader, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate on the said local bill, I move that we terminate the period of interpellation.
There's a motion to terminate. There's no objection. Motion approved. Please proceed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments and approve the committee amendments, if any, as contained in the respective committee reports of the aforementioned bills.
There's a motion as stated. Is there objection? Being none, motion is approved. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, there being no individual amendments, I move that we terminate the period of amendments.
There's a motion to terminate. Is there no objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 8710.
There's a motion for approval of House Bill 8710. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, say nay.
Pwedeng sabay.
The ayes have it. House Bill 8710, as titled, is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider bills under the calendar of business for Thursday and Friday, namely House Bill number 3946 as contained in Committee Report number 709, and may request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
Secretary General, as directed, please proceed.
House Bill 3946, an act providing for the manner of election of the elective members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Laguna, representing the cities of San Pedro, Santa Rosa, and Binyan.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider the respective explanatory notes as the sponsorship of the said measures.
Explanatory note as needed. Yes, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate on the said local bill, I move that we terminate the period of interpellation.
There's a motion to terminate. Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments and approve the committee amendments, if any, as contained in the respective committee reports of the aforementioned bill.
There's a motion as stated. Is there no objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no individual amendment, I move that we terminate the period of amendments.
There's a motion to terminate the period of amendments. The chair hears none. Said motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 3946.
There's a motion to vote for House Bill 3946 on second reading. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 3946, as read, is hereby approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move that to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution 1171 to the National Defense and Security, 1172 to the Committee on Labor and Employment, 1175 to the Committee on Justice, 1176 to the Committee on Revision of Laws, 1177 to the Committee on Science and Technology, 1178 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety, 1179 to the Committee on Transportation.
There's a motion for its referral. All said. Resolutions on inquiries and legislation for appropriate committees hereby approved. Hereby referred. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move that to refer the following speeches delivered on August 14, 2023 to the appropriate committees. The speech of Representative Robes to the Committee on Health, the speech of Representative Asidre to the Committee on Human Rights, the speech of Representative Abalos to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, the speech of Representative Tulfo to the Committee on Energy, the speech of Representative Rosas to the Committee on Public Order and Safety. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Following speeches delivered on August 14, 2023, duly referred to appropriate committees by approved and referred. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the change of referral of the following measures, namely House Bill numbers 92 and 8312 from the Committee on Youth and Sports Development to the Committee on Welfare of Children, House Bill number 8232 from the Committee on Public Order and Safety to the Committee on Health, and House Bill number 8744 from the Committee on Public Order and Safety to the Committee on Health.
There's a motion for the change of referral of those following measures as stated. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Change of referral is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we insert into the records of the House the letters of members on their vote and/or explanation of votes as submitted to the Office of the Secretary General, readoption of the findings and recommendations of Committee Report number 717 on the matter of Representative Arnie A. Tebes. So move.
Is there no objection? The Chair hears none. Duly approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we reconsider the action by the plenary on House Bill number 6492 in its session dated January 23, 2023. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there no objection? The Chair hears none. Motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to prepare and transmit appropriate communications relative to the approved motion. So ordered.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we include additional co-authors to House Bill numbers 8836, 8837, 8838, 8839, and 8910, and House Resolution numbers 988 and 1191 as contained in the list to be submitted by the Committee on Rules. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is a motion for additional co-authors on the bills as stated. Is there no objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, may we please acknowledge the guest of Honorable Lolita Karen Javier from the 2nd District of Leyte, Representative Jude Asidre, and Representative Vieda Romualdez, and they are the following. Mr. Ruden T. Babante, Municipal Mayor of MacArthur Leyte, Mrs. Maria Teresa B. Babante, Punong Barangay, SBM Jonathan T. Barkin, MacArthur Leyte, SBM Raul E. Mondala, MacArthur Leyte, SBM Zandrix Pantin, MacArthur Leyte, Budget Officer Ms. Maria Victoria E. Mondala, MacArthur Leyte, SBM Veni Lumpas, MacArthur Leyte, SBM Miguel G. Lumpas, Mayorga Leyte, and SG Darwin L. Liagas, MacArthur Leyte.
To the guests of Congresspersons Karen Javier of 2nd District of Leyte and Tingog Party List, Congresspersons and Chair Vieda Romualdez and Jude Asidre, the members of the local government of MacArthur and Mayorga Leyte, stated, may we please stand up where they are. Welcome to the House of Representatives on behalf of Speaker Martin Romualdez. Maraming salamat. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend session for a few minutes.
Session suspended.
Kakasabi ko lang 29. Game naman yan kapag
Session resume. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, considering that copies of Journal Number 11, dated August 16, 2023, were already distributed to the members, I move to dispense with the reading of the said journal. So move, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to dispense with the reading of the aforementioned journal. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The reading of the said journal is dispensed with. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we approve Journal Number 11, dated August 16, 2023, subject to the following corrections as relayed by the Secretariat on the results of the nominal voting on the measures which the body adopted and approved on said date. Findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report Number 717, affirmative votes 266 instead of 265, negative remains at 0, abstention remains at 3. House Bill Number 7587, affirmative votes 272 instead of 271, negative and abstention both remain at 0. House Bill Number 8268, affirmative votes 273 instead of 272, negative and abstention both remain at 0. House Bill Number 8370, affirmative votes 269 instead of 268, negative remains at 3, abstention remains at 1. House Bill Number 8390, affirmative votes 274 instead of 273, negative and abstention both remain at 0. House Bills Number 8452 and 8463, affirmative votes 275 instead of 274, negative and abstention both remain at 0. House Bill Number 8586, affirmative votes 277 instead of 276, negative and abstention both remain at 0. House Bill Numbers 1131, 1313, 8664, 8665, 8666, 8700, 8701, 8702, 8667, and 8668. Affirmative votes 278 instead of 277. Negative and abstention both remain at 0. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to approve Journal Number 11, dated August 16, 2023, subject to the aforementioned corrections. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. Motion is carried. Journal Number 11, as corrected, is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other business for the day, I move that we adjourn session until Tuesday, August 29, 3 p.m. So move, Mr. Speaker.
There's a motion to adjourn till August 29, next week. Session is therefore then adjourned. Galing nyo. No, picture?